All right, welcome everybody to this edition of From the Stretch. December 2nd, 2024, episode number 7 is ready to go. Current event time here. And also, too, want to let you know that we hope you had a fantastic Thanksgiving week, a safe Black Friday experience, and a safe football weekend as well, because there was a lot of things going on. I also had to do a lot of things, including put up a Christmas tree and some village and manger stuff. So I am just getting over that. And now we're back ready to go on our first week in December. And there are some fantastic current events ready to be shown on this edition. First of all, let me also say that, of course, I am the host, Jason DeCanio, ready to go. And also, too, we have our ticker. And the first one we're going to look at tonight takes us back all the way to 1804. The year is 1804. Napoleon crowns himself emperor, a defining moment in European history. Yes, Napoleon Bonaparte made history by crowning himself emperor of the French in a grand ceremony at Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. And unlike traditional coronations, where a monarch is crowned by a religious leader, Napoleon took the crown from Pope Pius VII and placed it on his own head, symbolizing his belief and his take on everything, thinking he was superior than everybody else. That's Napoleon for you, folks. And then we jump from 1804 to 1942, a quantum leap, the first controlled nuclear chain reaction. A revolutionary moment in human history unfolded in a squash court beneath the University of Chicago's football stadium under the leadership of physicist Enrico Fermi. A team of brilliant scientists successfully initiated the first controlled nuclear chain reaction. The groundbreaking achievement, codenamed Chicago Pile-1 or CP1, marked the birth of the atomic pile, basically. That's going to be second. Third, go to December 2nd, which is today, 2001, and the fall of Enron. Remember that big story? Yeah, the turning point in corporate America. Once one of the largest and most admired corporations in the United States filed for bankruptcy. This marked the largest corporate bankruptcy in U.S. history at the time and sent shockwaves through the business world, as Enron had grown from a regional energy supplier to a global powerhouse. Those are the topics. Those are the events tonight on From the Stretch, ready to go, episode number 7 on this date in history, December 2nd, 2024. All right, so Napoleon crowns himself emperor. Let's take a look at the first of the stories. Boom, ready to go. Now, so as we continue the story, Napoleon placed the crown on his head, symbolizing that his belief that his authority came from his own achievements rather than divine right. Now, this bold move underscored Napoleon's self-made rise to power and his vision for new order in France and Europe. The ceremony was a lavish affair with hundreds of dignitaries, military leaders, and foreign representatives in attendance. Napoleon's wife, Josephine, was crowned empress during the same event, further solidifying their rule. And the occasion marked the culmination of Napoleon's rapid ascent from a Corsican military officer to the leader of a vast empire. Napoleon's coronation signified the end of the French Revolution and the beginning of a new era, and by establishing himself as emperor, he effectively declared the Republic over and ushered in a regime that combined revolutionary ideals with monarchical traditions. His rule aimed to consolidate the gains of the revolution while creating a stable and centralized government. This act also marked a dramatic shift in European politics. Napoleon's empire challenged the old monarchies of Europe and set the stage for years of conflict, including the Napoleonic Wars. In his vision of spreading revolutionary principles, such as Meritocracy and legal equality clashed with the traditional aristocracies, making him a polarizing figure across the continent. His self coronation has had a lasting impact on both France and the world. Domestically, his reforms, including the Napoleonic Code, restructured French society and laid the foundation for modern legal systems in many countries. The code emphasized equality before the law, individual rights, and the abolition of feudal privileges, principles that continue to influence contemporary legal frameworks. And globally, Napoleon's rise and fall reshaped Europe's borders and inspired nationalist movements across the world. His actions contributed to the eventual decline of feudalism and the spread of ideas about self governance and sovereignty. This symbolism of himself or his self coronation remains a powerful reminder of the tension between individual ambition and collective idols in leadership. The coronation of Napoleon Bonaparte was more than a mere ceremony. It was a statement of ambition, authority, and vision. And by crowning himself, Napoleon declared that his power was rooted in his achievements and his ability to shape the destiny of nations. His legacy as a leader who combined revolutionary principles with imperial ambition continues to spark debate and fascination. From the grandeur of Notre Dame to the echoes of his reforms in today's world, Napoleon's coronation is a moment that continues to resonate in history, symbolizing the enduring power of ambition and the complex interplay between tradition and innovation. All right. So that is a look at the first of the events. Now let's jump to December 2nd, 1942, a quantum leap, the first controlled nuclear chain reaction. Whew. Yes, CP1 marked the birth of the atomic age and transformed the world in ways both profound and complex. So the success of CP1 was the culmination of years of theoretical and experimental work by some of the greatest minds in physics. Fermi, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, played a central role in understanding neutron behavior and chain reactions. His team built a nuclear reactor using a simple yet ingenious design, a lattice of uranium and graphite bricks. At precisely 3:25 p.m., the reactor reached criticality, a state where the nuclear reaction became self-sustaining. It was a quiet yet extraordinary moment, witnessed by a small group of scientists whose meticulous planning ensured the experiment's safety and success. And the significance of this experiment extended beyond the technical achievement. It represented humanity's first harnessing of nuclear energy, demonstrating the feasibility of controlled fission. And this experiment was part of the larger Manhattan Project, a secret U.S. government initiative aimed at developing nuclear weapons during World War II. Now, Fermi and his colleagues had not just achieved a scientific milestone, but had also opened the door to both immense power and daunting ethical dilemmas. The controlled nuclear chain reaction was a pivotal step in the development of atomic energy, but it also laid the foundation for the creation of nuclear weapons. Less than 3 years after the CP1 experiment, atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, ending World War II but causing unprecedented destruction and loss of life. This stark juxtaposition of nuclear energy's potential for both creation and annihilation has shaped global politics and ethics ever since. Beyond the bomb, nuclear technology has also been a powerful force for progress. The ability to harness nuclear fission led to the establishment of nuclear power plants, which have provided a significant source of energy for many countries. In medicine, nuclear technologies have revolutionized imaging and cancer treatment. Yet, the proliferation of nuclear weapons and the risks of accidents such as the Chernobyl and Fukushima disasters continues to serve as sobering reminders of the dangers inherent in this technology. Now, the first controlled nuclear chain reaction marked a turning point in scientific history, ushering in a new era of technological possibilities and global challenges. And it demonstrated the power of interdisciplinary collaboration as physicists, chemists, and engineers worked together to achieve what once seemed impossible. But this legacy endures today as nuclear science continues to evolve, addressing critical issues like clean energy, space exploration, and national security. The events of today, 1942, also remind us of the responsibility that comes with innovation. And while nuclear energy offers solutions to pressing problems like climate change, it also demands rigorous safety measures and thoughtful policy making to prevent misuse. The story of CP1 serves as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale, underscoring the need for wisdom and welding the immense power of human ingenuity. And as we reflect on the achievements of Enrico Fermi and his team, we are reminded of the delicate balance between progress and prudence. The first controlled nuclear chain reaction was not just a triumph of science, but a moment that forever altered humanity's relationship with energy, power, and the future of our planet. Brilliant. And still working. To this day, they're still studying the positive effects of nuclear energy and how we could have a cleaner world and a cleaner environment. Nice. I like that. Anything to solve that problem and make it a staple in our American life. Now, the fall of Enron, the turning point in corporate America. Yes, 2001. Enron. Yes, they had grown from a regional energy supplier to a global powerhouse celebrated for its innovative business model and cutting edge energy trading practices. However, the company's meteoric rise was built on a foundation of deceit and unethical practices that unraveled spectacularly. Well, Enron's downfall was triggered by the revelation of accounting fraud and financial mismanagement on a massive scale. The company's executives used complex financial structures, such as special purpose entities, to hide debt and inflate profits. And this deception misled investors and employees, many of whom lost their life savings when the company's stock price plummeted. Enron's bankruptcy exposed systemic issues in corporate governance and accounting practices that demanded immediate attention. Now, the Enron scandal had a profound impact on corporate America, acting as a wake-up call for regulators, investors, and policymakers. It highlighted the need for greater transparency and accountability in financial reporting. And in response, Congress passed the Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002, a landmark piece of legislation designed to prevent corporate fraud and improve the reliability of financial disclosures. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act introduced strict requirements for auditing, financial reporting, and executive accountability. For instance, CEOs and CFOs were now required to personally certify the accuracy of financial statements, and severe penalties were established for fraudulent activities. This legislation not only changed the way business operated, but also restored some level of trust in the financial markets, reassuring wary investors. The Enron collapse remains a pivotal moment in business history, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked greed and the importance of ethical leadership. Business schools around the world use Enron as a case study to teach future executives the consequences of prioritizing short-term gains over long-term sustainability and integrity. Furthermore, Enron's demise reshaped corporate culture, emphasizing the value of whistleblowing and the importance of cultivating an ethical work environment. Whistleblowers like Sharon Watkins, who raised the concerns about Enron's practices, inspired legal protections for employees who expose corporate wrongdoing. The Enron scandal also reinforced the need for investors to perform due diligence rather than relying solely on company provided information. And the collapse shattered the illusion of infallibility surrounding large corporations, encouraging a more critical and informed approach to investment and corporate oversight. In hindsight, the fall of Enron was not just the end of a corporation, but the beginning of a broader movement toward ethical business practices and stronger financial regulations. Over 2 decades later, the lessons from Enron remained relevant, reminding us of the critical importance of transparency, accountability, and integrity in shaping a sustainable corporate landscape. Those are the current events for today, 3 to be exact. And we will have more on tomorrow's show, episode number 8 for December 3rd, 2024. We're now officially days to Christmas, and I hope you started your Christmas shopping. I'm Jason DeCanio. Remember, always be honest, be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. We'll see you tomorrow for more current events. Till then, take care of yourself, and good night.